welcome back. This is another follow-up lesson to lesson 5.1 where we're talking about rates and unit rates from our 6th grade curriculum. So this comes from our Math and Focus extra practice worksheet, and I'm going to tune into problem number 11. This is kind of an isolated lesson. I guess I'll say I'm isolating it for you because this is so real life. This is something that I think we tune into a lot as consumers. When you're buying things as an adult, you're going to care about the price of things, maybe saving $1 here or $1 there when you can. So again, the idea behind this unit, or this lesson I should say, and this follow-up video is to really tune into something that I call unit price. Okay, so unit price. It really has the same meaning as a unit rate, but if you notice, it's going to involve money because we're talking about price. So here on number 11, I know that every single year I do this, I run out of some space. So I hope that we're able to make this work together, and you'll have to forgive me if I have to erase a little bit along the way. But number 11, they give us a table to organize. It says the table shows the costs of 3 different fruits Ian purchased at a grocery store. Round your answers to the nearest hundredth of $1. Oh, that kind of makes sense to me. If I think of a hundredth of $1, that's like saying a cent. I want to round to the cents. Okay, so just kind of thinking ahead. I want to think about cents, dollars and cents. All right, so in your guided notes for Chapter 5, we have looked at some similar examples. And I hope you remember I gave you kind of a mnemonic, memory strategy, where I say, put the money in, put the quantity out, put the money in, and divide it all about. Once you do this division and you divide it all about, you will find me a unit price. So that's really our goal today. We're going to put the money in and put the quantity out. And we're going to divide it all about. It's kind of like the hokey pokey, but way cooler because it involves math, of course. So let's take a quick look. I see here that it says the first fruit they give us is grapefruit, and they tell me how much it costs. Oh, cool. That's the money. They also tell me how much I purchased. Oh, that's that quantity. The amount of something, okay? The quantity. And now it says the cost per pound. Ah, this is where I'm going to give you the unit price, how much it costs per pound. All right, so let's go ahead and try our hokey pokey. Our long division. Put the money in, $11.67. We'll put the quantity out. The amount goes out. We're ready to divide it all about. If you take a look, I have a decimal situation here. And that decimal is not my divisor, so it doesn't have to move much. I'm not hopping it to the right or anything like that. But it does need to move straight into my quotient so that I can divide. Well, let's give this a try. Does 15 go into 1? Your answer would be no. And it doesn't go into 11 either. I'll put a couple zeros out front as placeholders. Some people prefer X's, but I like zeros. It works. Now 15 does go into 116, but the question is how many times? Oh, let's see. Well, maybe I could try something off to the side here. It's 15 times, say, 8. Hope I didn't guess it exactly. I'm just trying to think here out loud. 8 times 5 is 40. I'll keep the 0, regroup the 4. And 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 more makes 12. Oh no, this is too big. But not by much. So I have a hint for you. I'm thinking if we step it down a little bit, we'll be good to go. Let's try. I'm going to try 7 instead. So right here I could say a couple things. I could try partial products, unless I want to stack it off to the side again. 15 times 7 you could totally do, or you could just take a 15 away from this and see what happens. I'm going to try this. 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 5 is 35 more. 70 and 35. Oh, 105. Trying some mental math with you today. We'll go ahead and do a subtraction. 6 take away 5 is 1. 1 take away 0 is 1. And 1 take away 1 is nothing left over. I have 11 left. The good news, that's smaller than your divisor. Things are going well. We get to bring down the next digit, don't we? I'll bring down that 7. All right, I'm thinking here. I have 117 divided by 15. Well, a minute ago, I tried 15 times 8. It was too big. Remember, we went over? So I'm going to try 7 again. All right, 7 times 15 better still be 105. Let's go ahead and subtract. 7 take away 5 is 2. 1 take away 0 is 1. 1 take away 1 is 0. And we're heading in the right direction because 12 is less than 15. This looks really great. But I'm not done yet, and I'm in decimal land, a really fun place. Sometimes it never ends. I'm going to bring down the next place value, a 0. Well, I know 15 does go into 120. In fact, quite by accident earlier. I tried that up here, didn't I? 15 times what? Oh, 15 times 8. I know 8 times 15 is exactly 120. Yay me. It looks like I've got a good answer. I figured out the cost per, hold up, that doesn't look like money. This looks like 778 thousandths. Thousandths, that's no good. Remember they said round to the nearest hundredth? Well, let's find the hundredths place. Tenths, hundredths. Here it is. He decides to look to the right. Your neighbor to the right will always help you round. So first we found the hundredths place, we look to the right. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. Well, this is definitely more than 5. So I'm going to raise the score. This is closer to 78 cents than it is to 77 cents. That's what I need to write over here. I'm going to show you $0.78. But that's just a dollar amount, and that's not what they asked for. They asked me for the cost per pound. Oh, let's add some detail. Per pound. You just found out that for every single pound of grapefruit, I pay 78 cents. For each little tiny pound, it's worth 78 cents. Again, I was able to find that because I put the money in and the quantity out, and we divided it all about. I want you to try the same great strategy for your rhubarb. So if you look here, in a minute, you're going to have to put the money, $14.97 in for your dividend, and your 3 out for your divisor, and divide it all about. You're going to get some money answer, and it's going to have to be per pound. I think you can handle that piece on your own. The next thing I want to take a look at is this third part of the chart, or the table, where it shows me some cherries. And the reason why I'm pointing this out, I noticed something, and I hope you do too. The money is missing. Who took the money? What I do see over here is how much. I have the quantity, and I have the cost. I wish it said per pound. That would look way better to me. Better labeling. Okay? And the question is, how am I going to work backwards? Well, what have we been doing heading this direction? Haven't we been dividing to find how much per pound? And we did that again. I hope you try that again on this rhubarb. But I'm working backwards. I'm not dividing any longer if I move the opposite way. If this is how much it costs for one little tiny pound, and I want to buy more pounds, the bar is growing, isn't it? My units, I have more of them. You're going to multiply. So let's think. Well, 2 times 5 and $5.99 I could do. I could stack it up and try my decimal work, but I noticed something. $5.99 is really close to $6, right? $6. $6 times 2, well, that would be exactly $12. That can't be my answer, because I have to remember to take off a little penny for the first pound and a little penny for the second pound, and I will have it. So let's think. Maybe off to the side here. Sorry, we're running out of space. It happens every year. I have $12, and I want to take away 2 little tiny pennies. Oh, that would be like 2 little tiny cents at the back. Well, you could do a lot of regrouping, or I could really count backwards. If I took away 1 little tiny penny, you'd be at $11.99. What if I took away another little tiny penny? Oh, you'd be at $11.98. Let's see if that makes some good sense. If you compare these different rows, I notice that the dollar amount that you pay seems to be greater than how much you pay per pound. That makes good sense, right? Because going this direction, we were breaking them down. Moving the other way, when I get my answer, how much per pound or my unit price, if I were to multiply, oh yeah, that would build me back up to a rate. We're really taking something bigger, a rate, and turning it into a unit rate or unit price. I hope if you finish these 3 pieces of the table, and I left out rhubarb on purpose, so maybe we can't answer the question yet, you can tell me which fruit, be careful, tell me which fruit costs the most per pound. It's probably the one I would steer away from in the store, just because of the cost. Okay, the most per pound, the most expensive. So if it says that to you, where am I going to find the most per pound? Oh, in the per pound column. So take a look over here. You'll decide whether it's grapefruit, rhubarb, or cherries. One of them is more expensive per pound. In a second then, you'll take a look at part B, and it says, what is the price difference? Ooh, price difference, that's interesting. Per pound, oh, that's important, so I know which part of the table to look at. Between the most expensive fruit and the cheapest fruit. Well, I didn't tell you the most expensive fruit. I didn't tell you the cheapest fruit, but I do see this. It says per pound. So again, use this third column. Find the most expensive. Whoa, so much money. And find the difference. Take away the smaller amount, the smallest amount per pound, and see what you get. Okay? Again, we're looking for a price difference, so I'm expecting to see a money answer. All right, I hope that this idea of finding unit price is something that you become more comfortable with. This is an awesome strategy when you're grocery shopping, trying to save some money. If you're a coupon shopper, you'll dig this too. You can even try going to the grocery store and take a look at the little signs sitting next to the products. Oftentimes it will tell you how much per pound, or how much per box, or how much per tissue, or how much per unit in some way, shape, or form. This is a really great thing to get in the habit of seeing as a consumer.